everyone, my name is Jess, and welcome to Right in the Childhood. I apologize, I don't really have much of a voice today. But I have a new toy, a new favorite toy, and it's the Ocarina of Time Randomizer, and I'm actually going to show you how to set it up today. And it's actually not as difficult as you'd think it would be. It's actually a fairly simple process. So I'm going to break it down really quick just into a few steps for you. The first thing that you're going to need, obviously, is a computer that can run an emulator. Doesn't take a very powerful computer. Step 2 is you need a ROM. You actually need a very specific version of the ROM, so I'll actually give you a link down in the description to the one that you're going to need. Number 3, you're going to need an emulator to play it on. I'll show you how to set that up as well. And then you get to play around with your randomizer settings, which is step 4. And then step 5, play away. Something else you're going to need really quick as well. You'll need some sort of USB controller. This is just an Xbox controller, and it works like a charm. So really, those are all the steps that you need, and I'm just going to break each one down for you really quick in more detail. Step number 1, have a computer. I'm assuming if you're watching this, you already have a computer because you're ready to play some Zelda. And again, make sure you have a controller at hand. This randomizer actually also works if you have a Nintendo 64 or if you have Ocarina of Time through the Virtual Console on the Wii. But the process is a little bit different, and it requires some more hardware, which I don't have. So I will be showing you how to set it up via an emulator and a ROM. Step 2, you need a ROM. Now you actually need a very specific kind of ROM. You need the USA version of the Ocarina of Time ROM. So when you download the file that I put down in the description below, it's actually going to give you a zipped folder, which you'll see right here on my screen. If you don't have anything that can unzip files for you, you can do it online. You can go to easyzip.com. Again, I'll put a link down in the description for you, and then simply put this file into their little browser bar, and it'll unzip it for you, and it'll give you this ROM right here. Make sure it says USA after it, and make sure it unzips it into a Z64 type file, otherwise your emulator isn't going to run it very well, and the randomizer also is going to have trouble with it. Step number 3, you want to download your emulator. Now there's lots of different emulators that you can use, however, this one is what's recommended for the randomizer. This is RetroArch, which I had never used before this, so I had to play around with this a little bit. But it looks like this when you pull it up, and it's a little bit intimidating just looking at it, but it's really not too bad, and I'll just show you really quick what you need to do with it. So the first thing you need to do is you want to download a core. The other thing, when you're navigating this emulator, use your controller. It's actually optimized for that. Don't try and use your keyboard or you're going to have an absolute nightmare. So you'll scroll down through the cores here until you find Nintendo 64. I skipped over them. They're right here. And each one's a little bit different, I guess. Just pick one and play around with your computer and see which works best. I believe I downloaded this one right here, and it works just fine. So download your core first, and now your emulator knows you want to play an N64 game on it. And then you want to come over here and hit scan directory, and the emulator will actually scan your computer and find your ROMs. In fact, I would recommend putting all of your ROMs into the same folder so that your computer can actually find them. Once you scan your directory, this little this icon will pop up with all of your ROMs underneath it, with the little cute Nintendo cartridge next to it. So there's my Ocarina of Time ROM. Step 4. Now you get to play around with your randomizer settings. This is the fun part. So this is what the randomizer main page looks like when you first go to it. Again, I'll put a link down in the description for you. So you can do all kinds of things with this generator. You can mix up and change pretty much anything. You can set your rules however you want. It'll make your game as easy or as difficult as you're comfortable with, really. For example, you can have the forest open from the very beginning. You can have Kakariko Gate open or closed from the very beginning. It opens more areas or closes more areas, which helps with where you can find items, really. It guarantees where certain items will be. You can change your detailed logic, You can remove certain areas or certain mini-games from having important items. You can skip certain cutscenes that are long. You can change all your colors. And it randomizes everything. My very first one I actually set at a beginner mode. You can put it on beginner mode, and it'll just give you an easier version of a randomized ROM. So once you're happy with all of your settings, scroll down to the bottom of the page, and you'll hit generate ROM or patch ROM. I don't remember what it says. As you can see, mine says generate ROM from existing patch file. It knows I've already created one, and it knows where to find the ROM to patch it on my computer. So you will have to have it find the ROM that you want to patch. And so you hit patch file, and it'll bring up a new window, and it'll take probably 15 or 20 seconds to create your patched file, and it will download it to your computer. And then I would suggest moving your new patched ROM into the same folder as all of your other ROMs. Again, so your computer can just find it easier. Okay, now you're almost ready to play. So you'll notice, most likely, your patched ROM did not appear in this list right here. And it's because it's not actually like a legit ROM. It's a hacked ROM, and so the emulator actually doesn't recognize it as a regular ROM. So what you need to do is go to load content, and I hit start directory. You might have to dig around in your computer a little bit, but I hit start directory, and it actually pops up down here at the bottom of the list. I'm actually working on this one right now. So you click on it, and it should pull it right up. Oh, there it is. Yep, there it is. You hit start, and you've got your randomizer. So now you're ready to play. This randomizer is a great way for anyone that's ready for just a new challenge or a new way to play this game, and I'm absolutely loving it. So I hope this video helped you. If it did, make sure you leave a like. Put a comment if you have any questions, or any comments or anything, and I can try to help you out as best I can. I do have a Twitch channel. I've actually been streaming this a little bit, so head on over and check it out. It's also in the description below. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see some more nostalgic, childhood-like content. And till I see you next time, happy childhooding.